response 7, card 4, he turns the card around quite a lot, but ultimately ends up with it back in the regular upright position. So we'd code for orientation, we'd code one of those A's with a circle around it. So it says this could be the front end, looks like the head of a fly. That would definitely be one thing from that angle. That's the mouth, so there's an oral dependency language, and the eyes and the start of its wings with its back maybe. Okay, in the clarification phase, he says the front end here looks like this. Again, I'll call it mandibles, but mouth of a fly. Here it looks like it's the eyes. These are kind of jutting out behind its back. And when I say wings, I think I'm only looking at like a quarter of its wingspan here. And the rest is cut off. And I'm looking at its back because it has a dark gray pattern that's symmetric again. And in between the dark gray pattern are white patches, so it's using the white space. This is one, you know, it's interesting what's happening. The examiner is asking very few questions, and I think he's getting barraged by all of this verbiage. And in the process, this is really one where we would have wanted the examiner to ask. You mentioned it's jutting back behind its back. We really would have wanted the examiner to do that. So let's see what the story is. This is response number 7. In terms of the orientation, we use that at sign. Ultimately, it's the W. There's a space integration. There's the integration of the DDS29 white space areas. So SI for that, going along with what Don was saying, we've got ink and space. So space integration. Content's just going to be animal for that. Spider. I'm sorry, animal detail, of course. AD. For the W on card 4, spiders and unusual. We've clearly got achromatic color, C prime for that. I thought there was enough, even without the examiner asking, which I really wish had happened. But even so, I think there's enough for form dimensionality on this one. We've been flirting with it for several of the other answers, but I think this one does get across. Aggressive content. For the mandibles, again, we're routinely coding that. We should code oral dependency language because they mentioned a mouth in the response phase. The way that it's articulated here, the pattern seems to be the difference between the space, the white and the dark. So I wouldn't have inquired more.
What about the term dark?
Yeah, the dark gray, I thought was just a point on the achromatic color spectrum between gray and black. So I didn't think there was a shading contrast.